following is a Mid-Atlantic Sports special presentation.
Hey, y'all know my name. You guys know it too. Boy, Wilkins, I'm back out here. I gotta speak my mind on a few things. You know what I'm talking about. Are we feeling good that we don't have any Fatback Enterprises in the house tonight? I know I am. Now, I just want to come out here real quick and address a few things that I'm sure a lot of you people have been wondering about. First is G-Star. As many of you know, the last time we were here, she suffered a devastating knee injury, re-injuring her knee at the hands of Fatback Enterprises. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight not to fret, because G-Star will be back, and she will be back sooner than later. You can count on that. Now, secondly, Roy, I need to talk to you for a second. All right, now look, I'm not gonna ever say to you to not stand along beside me and help me fight my battles. But this situation has escalated far beyond any sort of solar violent comprehension. And what I'm telling you is this, Roy, you've got a lot of promise. You're an up-and-coming superstar here, and everybody thinks the world of you, and I cannot see you getting involved in this situation and getting hurt. I don't want to see that happen to you. I don't want to see it happen to G again, and I'm going to make sure it never happens again. Do you understand me?
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'll get you back, so I'll show you.
All right. Well, in that case, let me just say one more thing to Michael Yamaha. Michael Yamaha, I hope you and Amber O'Neill are sitting on your couch at home right now, reading your In Touch, Life and Style magazines, maybe watching Jerry Springer. But all I want to say to you right now is this, Mike. I hope you're sitting and you're watching me do a little prep work for you, because when you come back, you're mine. It's as simple as that. Let's do this thing.
Welcome to the Carolina Sports Arena in Burlington, North Carolina. Kicking things off here today, tag team action. Right now you're looking at Julius Augustus alongside Michael McAllister going up against Rock and Roll, Matty D, and Roy Wilkins.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one, I'm sure. Rock and Roll, Matty D, Roy Wilkins, two up-and-coming youngsters, high flyers here in the Mid-Atlantic area. And Michael McAllister, we all know his story. What was he, a former AWA official?
Yeah, actually, in the time that Fatback Enterprises has been suspended for these 6 weeks because of their actions back on February the 18th, Matty D is going to take care of some unfinished business in the form of Michael McAllister. In fact, if you go back to last September, beautiful drop kick by Matty D, making the tag to Roy Wilkins. If you go back to last September, when Michael McAllister was still in power, he granted Michael Yamaha the number 30 spot in the 5th annual CWF Rumble if Yamaha could just take out someone that appeared to be a nobody. But that nobody was none other than Rock and Roll Matty D, who gave Michael Yamaha the fight of his life, and Yamaha's been running ever since and been trying to cripple Matty D, G-Star, and Roy Wilkins ever since that date. And that's what led to the suspension of Fatback Enterprises 3 weeks ago.
Well, you know, the thing about the suspension is, I don't miss them. Do you miss them?
Don't miss them in the least. Could not be happier that they're not in the building tonight, because you know we're not going to have to put up with any of the cheap sneak attacks Yamaha, Brad Stutz, Donnie Dollars, and Amber O'Neill have done in the past.
Oh, I've got to say it. Nice cheat move there by McAllister, but you see it again right in front of referee Charles Richardson. McAllister breaks down to choking, but he appears to have the upper hand at this moment, tags in big Julius Augustus.
Yeah, Michael McAllister has certainly had the ear of Julius Augustus as of late. We've seen Michael McAllister team with both Julius Augustus and Marcellus King in 6-man action in recent times. And right now, 2-on-2 as Julius Augustus arguing with referee Charles Richardson after only able to get a 2 count following the Northern Lights.
Yeah, Roy Wilkins, we know, we've said it before, Roy Wilkins is a rookie in this business. He is very new He was a CWF trainee, trained by the Gemini Kid and a couple of the guys at the dojo. But you got to look. You see a little bit of the fire. He's coming back. He's not giving up. The kid has a heart.
Yeah, he's only had a handful of matches, but being alongside the likes of Matty D and G-Star, people that can inspire him. And right now, Matty D with the tag back in, unloading on McAllister.
Yeah, McAllister looked like he was tagged out, and there he is down again. Big roundhouse. Matty D just looking for somebody to club.
Matty D going one-on-one with McAllister in one corner, while Julius, Augustus, and Roy Wilkins duking it out in the other, but a cheap shot from behind by Augustus, now holding him from McAllister, who's pulling out the chain.
Yeah, leave it to McAllister. He doesn't leave home without it. Referee Charles Richardson sees it. Augustus sees it up close too.
Major miscommunication on the behalf of McAllister and Julius Augustus. Those two arguing. Roy Wilkins clotheslining.
Oh, McAllister's left alone in the ring. Oh!
Defibrillator by Matty D, asking Roy Wilkins to go up top. And we've seen Matty D, alongside other tag team partners in the past, pull off this maneuver. Matty D possibly go to the top of Roy Wilkins' shoulders. Stairway to heaven, down across McAllister. And this 3 count should be very academic.
And it's over. Referee calls for the bell. Your winners, Rock and Roll Matty D and Roy Rage Wilkins.
Looking very impressive in the absence of Fatback Enterprises on a roll, awaiting this 6-week return. For you. Oh yeah!
Now listen, last time that we were here, you embarrassed this country. I had brought in 2 guys that are internationally known, and for what you've done, you desecrated the Canadian flag for one thing. Everybody in Canada hates your guts. Everybody in Sweden hates your guts. And I'm about this far from hating your guts. Because I know you got pretty close to taking a swing at me, and I don't like being embarrassed. You understand me? So tonight, Tank, a little bit of punishment. As much as these morons want you to tank. You're not wrestling tonight. I'm sitting you down tonight. I don't care who you got to wrestle. You're not wrestling tonight.
We ain't come to see you.
Yeah. Shut up, ladies. You're not wrestling tonight. You just walk off in the back. Come on. We're not going to wrestle tonight.
They came here to watch wrestling, not to listen to me, certainly not to listen to you. They came here to see him get his shot. They came here to watch him in the ring. So, he is wrestling.
I don't care, Commissioner Moorhead. And you know why I'm calling you that? Because you've got more head than hair. I don't care what these people want. He is not wrestling tonight. And that is a fact.
Forget about the head comments. Because we know you make a lot of comments about, well, the man stays right here. He is wrestling tonight. You're insisting that he is not.
What part
Do you want me to get rid of you also? Do you want me to get rid of you just like Yama Stuff celebrated whenever they go by this week? I'll tell you what. You got somebody to take his place?
You fine, that's your job.
You got somebody
Wrestling tonight.
You gonna sit tonight? I got a replacement. Okay.
Okay.
He's gonna sit tonight. You're gonna wrestle. Matter of fact, go ahead. Let's start the music. Let's get the guy out here. Hey, get the coat off. You gonna set him? You're gonna wrestle.
Oh man, Commissioner Cross doing all of us a favor. Cornelius J. Lumpkin saying Tank Lawson isn't going to wrestle. Commissioner Cross takes it under his own power. He says CJL third is going to wrestle, and the opponent, it keeps getting better and better. We're going to get Cornelius J. Lumpkin the third against the Mid-Atlantic television champion, the Boogie Woogie Man, Rod McBride.
Yeah, fan favorite Rod McBride. You see, Lumpkin, as the Boogie Man enters the ring, I mean, he's taking his shirt off. I mean, is he actually going to wrestle?
Live the dream of being the next Mid-Atlantic television champion, Cornelius J. Lumpkin, because this is your one shining moment.
I tell you what, I don't ever remember seeing Lumpkin in the ring as a wrestler. I've seen him get beaten down on the outside of the ring before. I mean, this could be good television.
I'm willing to say that this is Cornelius J. Lumpkin's first ever professional wrestling match, and it's not like he signed the contract for it either.
Look at the guns on Lumpkin.
Tank Lawson still around ringside, and that situation between Cornelius J. Lumpkin III and Tank Lawson is as intriguing as any situation we have going on right now in CWF, because I am completely befuddled as to why Tank Lawson has not removed Cornelius J. Lumpkin's head from his shoulders yet, the way Lumpkin orders Tank around.
Well, I don't know. I think Tank Lawson might be a glutton for punishment, but I'm telling you, right now the bell sounds, and here we go. Cornelius J. Lumpkin going to break the indoors land speed record getting away from the Boogie Woogie Man.
He's no Barry Sanders and going for advice from Tank Lawson at ringside. I'm not sure if Tank Lawson is the scientific wizard you want to ask advice for. Of course, Rod McBride pulling out a non-too scientific maneuvers of his own as he checks the oil on CJL III.
Oh my goodness, the Boogie Man says he's 2 quarts low.
An impending lockup, possibly, awaits us between the Mid-Atlantic television champion and Cornelius J. Lumpkin, who is in no rush to lock horns with the Boogie Woogie Man.
Well, there's one good thing you can say about Lumpkin perhaps too here. One is he is in the ring. I mean, yeah, he's running, but he's not running and getting away from it. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Boogie Man's going to do it. I can see it now.
I think the only reason Lumpkin is still in the ring is because this match actually is for the Mid-Atlantic television title, although I'm not quite as worried about the 10-minute time limit here tonight.
Well, I mean, we've already gone a little bit longer than you would expect with an untrained manager.
That's very fair.
But like I said, you know, Lumpkin is in the ring. He's actually trying to lock up with him.
Rod McBride has instructed Lumpkin to apply a side headlock, and I'm having flashbacks to Andy Kaufman in Memphis, and if I recall, the end of that situation did pay off well, but Cornelius J. Lumpkin pulls a fast one and does a front face lock rather than the side headlock.
And Boogie Man sets him on the top ropes. I believe he's going to read him his rights. This could be the riot act here. Referee Brian Barber is asking him to re-enter the ring for this title match.
I'm not sure if that was smart thinking on Lumpkin or he actually thought the front face lock was a side headlock.
Well, you know, you've heard the expression, people that don't know a wristwatch from a wrist lock. I mean, we're talking Cornelius J. Lumpkin III. This is a dollar and cents guy. This is not an athlete.
And Rod McBride showing him the proper way to apply the side headlock and dumps Lumpkin right on his face.
And Lumpkin's best move right now would be work that 10-minute time limit, manager. You need... is he spitting out teeth here or what?
He probably is, because his face came face to face with the AWA logo there when Rod McBride dropped him.
And it looks like he's a little upset. What's this? He's going for the side headlock.
Yeah, the lightning fast eye poke followed by the side headlock that I believe Rod McBride just trained him on.
And I tell you what, I believe he just got dropped to the canvas and out he goes. Back out on the floor, and he's going to go mess up. Now, don't mess with Mrs. Money's table.
Tank Lawson trying to lend a helping hand to Cornelius J. Lumpkin.
Lumpkin's a gamer. He rolled back in.
Yeah, he's a fighter. More fight than brains, apparently. And boy, he's going to the well once too often as Rob McBride powers him up and dumps him.
Lumpkin dumped on his back. Lumpkin back out to the floor. Oh, Lumpkin takes a shot from the wall.
The CWF logo takes a little more steam out of the uncontrollable train that is Cornelius J. Lumpkin.
Well, you know, he is sort of out of control. Looks like, wait a minute, Tank Lawson's performing CPR. Wait a minute, Lumpkin's back up and back into the ring again. Yeah, Lumpkin's trying to climb back out. Tank Lawson's going to have a moment with him, give him a little pep talk here, tell him he looks good.
Oh,
no way.
Almost saw a little lucha boogie there, but Tank Lawson and Cornelius J. Lumpkin quickly averting that disaster.
Yeah, that's right. And Tank's telling him, get back in the ring. The referee's counting. Tank's asking for a timeout.
You know, with everything Cornelius J. Lumpkin has put Tank Lawson through these past few months, I'm really wondering if Tank Lawson's advice is going to be all that helpful, or is he actually just enjoying this match right now as much as we are and as much as Rob McBride is?
Well, you know, Tank is a little bit twisted regardless. I mean, he's very unpredictable. This might be something he's enjoying quite a bit. Give the manager just enough information to get in the ring and maybe perhaps seriously get injured.
I'm thinking that a test of strength is not the wisest maneuver for Lumpkin.
Well, I mean, look at the nose lock.
Rob McBride has a death grip on the snout of Lumpkin, which is broken by referee Brandon Barker. And Rob McBride, I think he could just put Lumpkin away at any given point, but he's just having a bit too much fun right now.
Yeah, he's just standing and waiting on him. Lumpkin is still on his feet. This is amazing.
It's amazing that we're not in match 3 of the night.
I tell you what, Lumpkin back on his feet again. You got to say it, he takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
It's because Rob McBride hasn't gone for a cover yet. Rob McBride shooting. Lumpkin off, and what a backdrop as Lumpkin takes the lights in the Carolina Sports Arena, and Lumpkin is hugging the bottom rope for dear life.
That is a novel way to get a leg on the rope for a break.
Lumpkin right now trying to break the match more so than he is the backdrop, and Brandon Barker once again laying the 10 count down on Lumpkin.
And I tell you what, I wonder about the kids on the front row if perhaps they couldn't get in the ring and give Boogie a little bit better fight at this point.
I tell you one thing, Lumpkin deserves everything he's getting right now. The only thing he's done over the past few months is try and direct orders to the most powerful man in the Mid-Atlantic, Tank Lawson. I don't know if it's money or something else that has kept Tank Lawson by this Joker's side for this long, but Rob McBride deserves every shot he gets in on this guy.
Well, I'll tell you what, and over the coming weeks, we will find out exactly why Tank Lawson still associates itself with Lumpkin, because, you know, you're correct. Tank Lawson on his own, and I keep saying Tank Lawson should be a singles wrestler. Bad, a lucky shot for Lumpkin.
What a bad call by Rob McBride. I mean, really, he's had Lumpkin beat throughout this contest, and just a blind charge since Rob McBride over the top rope and at the feet of Tank Lawson.
Now, wait a minute. What's Tank up to over here? You never can tell with Lawson. Him and McBride have history, but doesn't appear to be attacking him.
Tank Lawson not laying a single finger on the Boogie Woogie man Rob McBride, and those two have certainly had some wars over the years.
It looks like he's gently rolling the Boogie man back in the ring. Lumpkin's on his feet. The Boogie man's down, but maybe not for long here.
And let's not forget, this match, as comical as it's been at times, is for the Mid-Atlantic television title currently held by Rob McBride.
And it looks like Tank Lawson's up on the apron giving advice to his manager. I mean,
did he just, he just shoved Tank Lawson, and boy, is he going to pay for it. Saturday Night Superstar, courtesy of the Boogie Woogie Man, a 3 count by Brandon Barker makes it official.
That's right, your winner and still Mid-Atlantic television champion, Rob the Boogie Woogie Man McBride. Wait a minute, Lawson's in the ring.
Tank Lawson and Rob McBride having yet another stare down. We saw it recently when Tank Lawson was actually the outside ring enforcer in one of Rob McBride's title defenses.
I don't think Tank's too happy.
Look at this. What? Show of respect? I don't know if it's friendship, but certainly there's a lot of respect between Tank Lawson and Rob McBride as Tank Lawson hauls Cornelius J. Lumpkin out of here to the tune of "Because I Had a Bad Day." Randolph, this should be a fascinating matchup because what we have right here is one of the premier heavyweights in the Mid-Atlantic in the past 5 years going against one of the premier cruiserweights of the past 5 years as Otto Schwanz goes one-on-one with Xsiris.
Xsiris, a high flyer, risk taker. Otto Schwanz, I mean, just look at him. He exudes power in his appearance.
And right now, Xsiris is going to have to use his speed often in this one, and he's doing it right out of the gate, running across those ropes, outside the ring. Otto Schwanz, big hip toss, but Xsiris lands right on his feet, showing that incredible agility. Here in the early going, Otto Schwanz trying to pick him up. Xsiris slips from behind, go for the go behind, roll up, off the ropes, trying to hold the big man's shoulders down in early, but Otto Schwanz at it too.
Yeah, the power of Otto Schwanz, but
what a drop kick.
Back down again. Big drop kick by Xsiris. Xsiris waiting in the corner to see what Schwanz is going to do here.
Xsiris, the early advantage in this one because of the speed and agility. But boy, you can just see Otto Schwanz, a man that can explode at any second. Both men are really adored by the crowd here at the Carolina Sports Arena in Burlington, North Carolina, and it should be one tremendous contest.
Otto Schwanz, very unpredictable. Xsiris himself, very unpredictable. Both men on the top of their games. I mean, look at this. Xsiris in the best shape we have ever seen him in. Otto Schwanz, he looks like he's cut out of granite.
Yeah, this is the classic matchup of speed versus power. You've seen it how many times over the years in professional wrestling, and this is really what it's all about here in the Mid-Atlantic between two of the best athletes as Otto Schwanz gets a shot in on Xsiris.
Xsiris down on all fours. He's pulling himself up by the ropes. Schwanz attacks with a big boot and comes in with a fist.
Now this is what Xsiris has got to avoid in this contest. He cannot afford to get trapped in a corner and get beaten down by those massive haymakers of Otto Schwanz as Xsiris leapfrogs right over. Beautiful arm drag.
Oh, Xsiris been doing his homework. Hits him with another drop kick. Otto Schwanz backs off, showing a little respect here.
Xsiris hit it and move, and it's worked so far in this one.
That's right, Xsiris. He's got his eye. I mean, look at the look in his eye. He's ready for Schwanz. Schwanz rushes in, face first into the turnbuckle.
Boy, drop toe hold, and how well has Xsiris scouted his opponent in this one. Very smart game plan by Xsiris early on, going off the top rope, Hurricane Rana, head scissors, taking down Otto Schwanz.
Schwanz back up, back down again with a back leg kick.
Boy, it's been a long time since I've seen Otto Schwanz completely taken out of his game plan this early in a contest. Usually Otto Schwanz is going full throttles, taking it right to his opponent, but Xsiris one step ahead of the larger individual here today.
That's right, Xsiris exuding a little bit of power here with the headlock. You got to watch. Schwanz is going to fight out. No telling what he's going to do, but you got to know Schwanz has amazing recuperative power. If you hurt him, you've got to hurt him bad. I don't think at this point Xsiris is hurting this man bad.
Yeah, Xsiris really needs to avoid the vertical base of Otto Schwanz. A side headlock, while it can be effective, you have to get Otto Schwanz down on his knees. And right now, Xsiris ducks underneath one clothesline, going for the roll-up, but Otto Schwanz hangs onto the top rope. Xsiris coming right back at him. Backdrop over the top rope. Xsiris landing on the apron, clotheslining. Otto Schwanz down across the top.
Schwanz is down. He's back up on one knee. Xsiris climbing the ropes. He's going to jump over the top.
Springboard dropkick. It's like the third dropkick Otto Schwanz has absorbed so far in this one, but that was his springboard. Charles with the count. Otto Schwanz at it too.
I tell you what, this is incredible. Xsiris has got to be baffling the big man. I'm sure Schwanz thought he would come in here, catch him coming off the top rope, and like slam him into the corner. That would be the match. That is not happening. Xsiris is hitting and moving.
You're exactly right. It's not the case at all. Reversal by Otto Schwanz. Ran right into that back elbow by Xsiris, who once again, second, inner turnbuckle, but caught in midair by the massive all-German beef.
And this is not good for Xsiris. Schwanz looking for somewhere to drop him and drops him hard.
Fall away slam by Otto Schwanz. Really, it's the first big offensive maneuver Otto Schwanz has been able to hit so far in this one.
That's right. Otto, he's in pain himself, but Xsiris still trying to make his way back up to his feet. Schwanz the first man up. Xsiris is hurt.
Yeah, but Otto Schwanz really did not go to follow up on that maneuver. He really needed to take a moment to recompose himself, get a breather, and then go back to Xsiris, as he's doing right now. Big clothesline takes the tremendous cruiserweight over the top rope.
Xsiris down on the concrete. There's no padding on the floor here in the Carolina Sports Arena. There's a little thin carpet runner along the two sides of the apron, but what you see Xsiris laying on is concrete.
And let's not forget, there has been no man that has been made more aware of that fact over the past several years than Xsiris, but my God, Otto Schwanz showing a little bit of aerialistic capabilities of his own, going over the top rope and plunging himself down on top of the body of Xsiris.
10 years ago in professional wrestling, you would not seen a man the size of Otto Schwanz coming over the top rope for anything but to exit the ring.
Shockingly, Otto Schwanz pulling a page out of the Xsiris playbook and delivering it on the concrete floor. As we were saying before, no one has tasted that concrete floor more over the past 5 years than Xsiris. We've seen him take so many suicidal dives that not only could end the match, could end his very career.
Oh, and speaking of ending a career, he's got to be thinking about retirement after taking a shot from the side of the ring, full steam ahead by Otto Schwanz. Xsiris needs to get away from this monster before he's disabled.
Boy, I am truly shocked that really the turning point in this contest was Otto Schwanz's aerial dive over the top rope. Who would have ever expected that in this one?
Well, I'm certain Xsiris didn't. I'm sure Xsiris thought the worst thing could happen is Schwanz would slip out to the floor and try to chase him down if he went to the concrete, but that has not been the case at all.
Otto Schwanz rolling his opponent back in the ring. Xsiris really out of it in this one right now. Otto Schwanz could have him right for the pickings, but crowd, you can hear this crowd going back and forth on who their support is really for. They love Otto Schwanz, they love Xsiris, and they're here to support both men.
And I tell you what, it is unreal, unbelievable. These two men are still going at it. Otto Schwanz is showing us a lot of attacks with the feet. He is really putting the boots to Xsiris.
Yeah, I'm sure after that early flurry, Otto Schwanz is going to be very deliberate with each and every strike. What a boot! Right into the face of Xsiris.
That is going to leave a mark. Xsiris could be out cold. I believe he's going to set him up. Otto Schwanz back out to the apron. He's going to taunt the crowd, and here he comes.
Otto Schwanz over the top rope. And how many times have we seen Xsiris do a corkscrew version of this? Charles with the count! And the massive Otto Schwanz, despite putting his full body weight across the torso of Xsiris, cannot hold the shoulders down.
And I tell you what, you got to have a hats off for Xsiris being able to kick out, even though it was a 2 count. That was close. That could have been all. A lot of other men, the guys sitting out in the stands, you guys sitting at home, you would have let that 3 count go so you wouldn't have to take a beating at the hands of Otto Schwanz. Xsiris did not.
You know, we've got to give Xsiris some major props, too, for even competing here today. Personally, I think this is a horrible matchup for Xsiris. He should have taken the night off because it was just 3 weeks ago that we saw him battle through a very severe neck injury. Last month, he was power-driven onto a steel chair courtesy of Brandon Day. 3 weeks ago, he wrestled with that neck injury. He was very, very hurt on the outside of the ring. He took neck breakers. He took clotheslines, just like Otto Schwanz just delivered. And Xsiris, by the end of that contest, could not stand on his own power. And, of course, at the end of that contest is when Silvia and Trent Wild handed off the knife back and forth, stabbed in the back of Ric Converse, stabbed in the back of Xsiris. And we're going to see those two individuals later tonight for the first time since what they did 3 weeks ago.
That's right. Now, Otto Schwanz solidly in control. I mean, it's just a matter of time. He's taunting the crowd. He thinks this one's over. All he's got to do is get Xsiris in the middle of the ring and pin him. Xsiris barely able to get back to his feet, even with the help of Otto Schwanz.
Yeah, Otto Schwanz is one of those characters that doesn't really care if the crowd cheers for him or not. And a textbook suplex.
Tell you what, Otto looks like he could end it any time. He knows it. Going for a little camera time here. Big elbow.
Big lightning elbow by Otto Schwanz driving across Xsiris. I'm not sure if Otto Schwanz actually saw the tape from 3 weeks ago. I'm guessing not, because his attack has really not been all that centered on the neck of Xsiris. It's really been very hit here, hit there. There's been no direct game plan.
Well, you know, Schwanz's game plan is to inflict pain. I mean, love him, hate him. If you've ever been in the ring, seen him up close in the ring, you look at his face. I've seen him as a madman before. I have spoken with him. He talks like a college professor. You never know what you're going to get with Otto Schwanz. He is a dangerous individual, and that's part of what makes him so dangerous.
Possibly the most eccentric individual I have ever come across in professional wrestling.
Yeah, indeed. And I tell you what, incredible physique. I've said it to his face. I've said it on television before. The way the man is built, it is so reminiscent of Nikita Koloff when he first hit the Mid-Atlantic scene back in the, mid-80s?
Right, a lot of similarities there. And, of course, Xsiris, a former Mid-Atlantic television champion, had actually an incredible title run back in 2003, 2004. In fact, he's the one and only man to ever hold 2 CWF titles simultaneously when he held the Rising Generation League Championship and the Mid-Atlantic television title. And Xsiris right now trying to battle back up. Vertical base, hooking Otto Schwanz and driving him with that inverted Russian leg sweep.
And Otto Schwanz wasn't expecting that. You can tell by the way he is crumpled up on the floor, face down on the canvas. Both men are down. Referee Charles Richardson has to start the count.
Tremendous back and forth action between 2 of the most respected athletes on the CWF Mid-Atlantic roster. Both men getting back up. Otto Schwanz firing away, but Xsiris has some pretty good right hands of his own.
Xsiris firing back on the big man, but Schwanz isn't backing down. I mean, I think he enjoys this.
No one home, and another drop kick, prettier than all the rest. And my God, was it the 5th or 6th drop kick of this match that Xsiris has caught Otto Schwanz with? Reversal by Otto Schwanz. Xsiris going for the sunset flip, but Otto Schwanz just too strong, but no one home.
Oh my goodness, that's going to leave a mark. Xsiris back on his feet, hanging on to the ropes. Schwanz on the canvas in a world of hurt.
Xsiris taking his time, going back to the massive Otto Schwanz, trying to reformulate a game plan here, trying to take out the bigger man. Xsiris off the ropes, floating neck breaker.
Oh my goodness, Schwanz is down. Xsiris struggling to get back to his feet as well. He's the first one up. Schwanz hasn't budged.
But Xsiris is really gasping for air. You can see how much this battle has really taken out of him. And now Xsiris could be going.
Unreal. Xsiris going to the top rope. He's trying to put an end to this. Make it over. Oh my goodness. Schwanz saw him coming, rolls out of the way. Nobody's home.
Exactly right. No one home for the Swanton. And boy, Xsiris is in a world of hurt right now. You gotta think Otto Schwanz may be able to taste victory in the palm of his hand. Xsiris out of it. Otto Schwanz, big forearm right across the face. Xsiris still coming right back. There's no quitting this kid.
I tell you what, Xsiris is beginning to amaze even me. And I remember when he first came into the CWF Mid-Atlantic area. Look at this. He is fighting him down. Got the shoulders down. Referee counts.
Almost within a hair's breadth. Otto Schwanz almost pinned by the backslide. Look out. German suplex by Otto Schwanz. And shoulders are down. Charles Richardson makes the 3 count.
Xsiris, oh my goodness, his head hit the mat as well as his shoulders did. He's got to be seeing stars right now. Otto Schwanz awful proud of himself. He thought he could put it away early, but he found out, hard way that it wasn't going to happen with a fighter like Xsiris.
You got to think the neck injury Xsiris suffered 3 weeks ago really came into play when Otto Schwanz drilled him with that German suplex. Xsiris came right back down on the back of the neck and was unable to kick out here today. It is time for non-title action featuring the Mid-Atlantic tag team champions, a very handsome man, Mitch Connor, and a mad trucker, Garry Stevens. Their opposition tonight, Brass Monkey, who needed a tag team partner, and from out of the shadows comes the man that was once called Powder, Jeremy Ryan.
That's right, and he's back here in the Mid-Atlantic rings, quite unexpected. I don't know how Munkey was able to get in touch with him, but here we go. A very handsome gentleman, Milwaukee, Wisconsin's favorite cheesehead.
Milwaukee's finest.
Well,
Brass Monkey has certainly squared up with Mitch Connor before and biting away. Referee Red Jones laying down the count, and Mitch Connor is in a world of hurt right now, courtesy of the man that is truly dangerous from any angle.
I tell you what, Monkey's beginning to look like he's having a little bit of fun here. Red Jones trying to count him out. Big open hand chop across the chest. Mitch Connor back into the ropes.
Brass Monkey has had some absolute wars with both Mitch Connor and Garry Stevens, probably dating back to 2 years ago. In fact, shortly before Mitch Connor won the television title last year, Brass Monkey actually pinned him fair and square middle of the ring with a backdrop driver. So Monkey knows what's like to pin a champion's shoulder.
Come on, man. Throw the chumps, man.
Mitch Connor back in Brass Monkey, up into the corner, has him. No one home in the corner from Mitch Connor, and one more time for Brass Monkey with the arm drag out.
Brass Monkey got him down, has that look on his face. He's enjoying this. Referee Red Jones checking. Connor's only got one shoulder down. This isn't a pinning predicament. This is a pain predicament.
And as far as Brass Monkey is concerned, he would prefer to probably leave this contest one-on-one. Obviously, you don't want the mad trucker Garry Stevens in the ring, and I think Brass Monkey may be a little hesitant to tag in Jeremy Ryan.
Well, I mean, he's got to wonder what the whole idea is there, how much he can trust him, regardless how he was brought in. But he is really having his way with a wrist lock, working off the wrist lock on Mitch Connor. Mitch Connor is on the ground. He is in pain.
Now, when we say trust Jeremy Ryan, we're not talking about him doing what Joey Silvia and Trent Wild did to Ric Converse. We're just talking about that Jeremy Ryan may not be the most established athlete on the CWF roster. His claim to fame is a couple of impressive but still somewhat fluke wins over Michael Yamaha last year.
Tell you what, Brass Monkey just drove that foot right into the back of Connor. Mitch Connor is going to be remembering this one for days after this match. That is going to leave a mark. Slings Monkey into the ropes. Monkey's able to grapevine him, take him to the canvas.
Beautiful crucifix there, but Mitch Connor was able to roll all the way through. Still has Brass Monkey hooked. Monkey slides all the way around. Sunset flip. Very impressive, but unable to hold the champion's shoulders down.
And it looks like Mitch Connor going to go to the canvas again with another arm drag. Connor needs to get over and make a tag to either the Mad Trucker or isn't Little Billy over in the corner as well?
Yeah, Mad Trucker, now that Little Billy has recovered from the Battlecade 6 steel cage match, Little Billy, that inanimate wooden object, is back alongside Garry Stevens.
Yeah, and he's pretty well dressed for a billy club, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he has started adorning the bow tie that Mitch Connor also wears.
Well, as long as he don't come out and rip his pants off, I'm good with it.
Brass Monkey firing away on both the members of the tag team champions. And now making the tag to Jeremy Ryan for the first time in this contest. Jeremy Ryan got one clothesline in at least.
Jeremy Ryan going straight into him, slings Connor into the corner and takes one right across the jaw.
A KO shot delivered by Mitch Connor. Jeremy Ryan flat on his back, squaring the AWA logo, and he's better be praying to God that Mitch Connor does not make the tag to a mad trucker, Garry Stevens.
Hurt him some trucker.
Garry Stevens lighting Jeremy Ryan up in the corner, chopping away, and now going to work on the massive arm of Jeremy Ryan.
Jeremy Ryan is no stranger to the pain that can be inflicted by the Mad Trucker. The Mad Trucker seems like has taken this young man apart in the past.
Yes, in fact, it was the very first Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title defense of a Mad Trucker, Garry Stevens. He defended that title against Jeremy Ryan. As completely preposterous as that situation sounds, but we have our former assistant commissioner, Michael McAllister, to thank for that.
Well, Jeremy Ryan, you got to wonder who he's going to thank in the morning from all these whelps he's going to have all over his body, courtesy of Mitch Connor and the Mad Trucker.
This has to be very frustrating for Brass Monkey, because Brass Monkey, for the first several minutes of this contest, put on one heck of an impressive showing, really going 2 against 1 until the tag was finally made, and now all momentum that the team of Brass Monkey and Jeremy Ryan has completely come to a halt.
Brass Monkey, I mean, he's wanting in the ring. He accepted the bait, comes in, and oh my goodness, a big fist right in the midsection of Ryan by the Mad Trucker, who's now, I suppose, what, the official man in this match?
Yeah, the 20-plus year veteran, the Mad Trucker Garry Stevens, a former Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. He's been all around the world. He's seen, he's done it all, and right now Jeremy Ryan is next on the list.
And I tell you what, Mitch Connor back in on him. They're like a pack of wild dogs. They got a man hurt, and they are staying on top of him, not giving him time to breathe.
Of course, Brass Monkey certainly knows what it's like to hold the gold. A former Mid-Atlantic tag team champion himself, along with the American Steel Ninja, who's really been out of action himself since last year's Rumble.
That's right, Mitch Connor. He's dropping the knee pads. We know what's coming now. Bare knees right to the nose.
Bone meets skull, and Jeremy Ryan's head is going to be caved in if Mitch Connor has anything to say about it.
Jeremy Ryan spread out on the canvas. Connor can do whatever he wants at this point. He can end this match. I mean, he can tag in the Mad Trucker, which he does, and it looks like he's going to launch. He's going to launch the small man off the corner and catch him.
Yeah, catch him in the upper abdomen there, setting him up for the Mad Trucker Garry Stevens, who's picking Jeremy Ryan up off the canvas and hammering away across the back.
And this is deja vu all over again. We have seen this before. The Mad Trucker, once he smells blood, he does all the damage he can, ripping at the face. Any little thing he can do to inflict a little more pain and humiliation, the Trucker is the master of.
Garry Stevens has a death grip on that headlock on Jeremy Ryan and just mocking the crowd.
Jeremy Ryan needs to make a tag, but I'm not even sure Jeremy Ryan realizes he's in a tag team match at this point.
Jeremy Ryan better figure out that he's in a tag team match real quick, because that kid needs a tag and bad.
I tell you what, Garry Stevens going to take him back into the corner, and here he goes for the ride. Mad Trucker hits the corner, nobody home. Jeremy
Are you kidding me?
Rolls him up for a almost 2 count.
Almost 2 count. As Jeremy Ryan really should have just avoided the schoolboy there and made a beeline to the corner, and Brass Monkey's a waiting hand. But, ducks underneath the legs of a Mad Trucker, Garry Stevens, and finally making the tag of Brass Monkey, who's once again back in and being as effective as he was before.
That is the last man Mitch Connor and the Mad Trucker wanted to see in the ring as a legal man. Brass Monkey,
buries the knees in the back of Mitch Connor, has him hooked, Dragon Sleeper, Mitch Connor squealing away. We see Brass Monkey make several individuals tap out to that before, but thankfully for Mitch Connor, Garry Stevens was right there to save him.
Now we go back to the beginning of this match. We were discussing trust. That is what we mean by trust. Brass Monkey at that point could not trust his tag partner to come in and make the save.
But he's still got Mitch Connor on the ropes. Hangs on, kick to the midsection of Mitch Connor. Brass Monkey off the ropes again.
Blind tag!
Yeah, Jeremy Ryan made a blind tag and ran right into Mitch Connor. And Impaler DDT drives the head of Jeremy Ryan into the canvas, and just like that, it's over.
It's academic. Your tag team champions win a non-title match. Brass Monkey's got to be frustrated. Jeremy Ryan probably doesn't even know what city he's in at this point.
Jeremy Ryan picked a horrible time to try and be the hero. He was beaten from pillar to post, and then makes the blind tag on his partner, who's a house of fire, and ends up getting directly pinned, courtesy of the Mitch Connor DDT.
And we can't even complain about little Billy being involved.
Well, what we have here, Randolph, is a tag team contest with 4 individuals that have a lot to prove.
A lot to prove indeed. In the ring, in the corner. What can you say? He turns his back on his best friend of 5 years. He picks up this guy hanging on the rope here. Now they've started a little something, so it seems. And what is this? They get a shot against the Southside players who themselves have a chip on their shoulder.
Yes, it was just 3 weeks ago that Joey Silvia and Trent Wild castrated Ric Converse from his dignity, stabbed him in the back, and this is their first appearance since against the former Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions, the duo that held the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team titles for nearly 1 year before being robbed by a mad trucker, Garry Stevens, and a very handsome man, Mitch Connor. It's J Money and Will Be Smooth.
Yeah, J Money, he's a proven veteran. Along with Will Be Smooth, the history of the Southside players, 3-time Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions. And you speak with J Money, he's got the fire in his eye. It's just a matter of time, he says before, number 4's around their waist.
That's exactly right, and there's a lot of, with these 4 individuals, it's really, no one can lose. In their mind, this is a must-win contest.
Tell you what, Joey Silvia going one-on-one with Will Be Smooth. Will Be Smooth, one of the most amazing young men we have here in the Mid-Atlantic area. He'll take you one-on-one, go face-to-face with you. He goes toe-to-toe, and then he'll smile at you while he's hurting you.
Oh, yeah, Will Be Smooth will beat the living tar out of someone as opposed to actually try and straight-up wrestle him. But he actually is taking Joey Silvia down here in the early going. Joey trying to get a quick pinfall out of it, nothing doing.
Tell you what, Will Be Smooth, a dangerous individual. Don't let that smile on his face fool you, because he can put you out. We know him from the past as almost a street fighter. He's really refined his game over the past few months and showed us all that he is one heck of a wrestler.
Yeah, Will Be Smooth is smiling because he's in a fight. That's why he's so happy.
Now, that's true. Up and over, Silvia nails him with a drop kick, and he's awful proud of himself.
Despite his deplorable actions 3 weeks ago, Joey Silvia is an incredible athlete. But to do what he did, fake a possible career-ending injury to try and rob Ric Converse of victory in that 6-man contest, and then this whole orchestrated plan of him and Trent Wild, and Will Be Smooth is tearing the flesh off of the body of Joey Silvia.
I know, I say this 4 or 5 times during the course of a night. That's going to leave a mark. That's not going to leave a mark. That's going to leave multiple marks on the chest and the back as Will Be Smooth tags in. All rise for J Money.
Yes, J Money, one of the most respected, revered individuals in CWF Mid-Atlantic. He's been around for years. He's done it all. A multiple-time tag team champion, performer of the year, a former cruiserweight champion.
A surprising cruiserweight champion, actually. Took the Mid-Atlantic by storm, held on to that title much longer than anyone would have expected after winning it on an upset.
Yeah, and if you really want to go back to then, Joey Silvia actually had a chance to dethrone J Money as Cruiserweight Champion way back in 2002, and he completely wasted that opportunity.
Well, that's right, J Money. What can you say? He's the professional of the group here, regardless. He is the veteran, the leader of the Southside players, and, we see Kiyomoka outside the ring. That's somewhat of a new addition along with Will Be Smooth. This is what we call the Southside Players version 2.
Yeah, back in the old days, 2000, 2002, J Money was aligned with LA Cash as the Southside Players. LA Cash did retire, and Will Be Smooth came in and really flourished, being in the same corner as J Money.
Well, he had worked for several promotions, indies across the South, and Will Be Smooth had actually had a series of matches as a tag team member against the Southside players, and I believe the beatings they handed each other created a bond of respect there that may not have occurred.
Yeah, I don't think there's much respect coming out of Joey Silvia, but he sure is getting one heck of a beating right now as J Money and Will Be Smooth making frequent tag in, tags out. Joey Silvia off the ropes. Big! What a clothesline by J Money.
J Money nails him, got him down for the cover. Referee only able to get a 2 count on that one. J Money still going straight across the back of Joey Silvia.
Joey Silvia on the ropes. J Money has him back into the corner. Shoot him out. J Money. big bulldog by J Money.
And J Money's got him right where he wants him in the Southside Players Corner. Going to roll him over for the cover. Trent Wild makes an entrance.
I've done my best in this contest to avoid even mentioning Trent Wild's name, but I had the feeling that he was going to get in the ring before the conclusion of this one.
Well, you know, as ironic as it seems, Slick Diddy Ric Converse is the man that petitioned the commissioner to reinstate Trent Wild.
Yes, he petitioned him, but he petitioned him after the backstabbing that Trent Wild and Joey Silvia did 3 weeks ago, and Commissioner Cross granted that reinstatement. And here we go, the first look at Trent Wild in a CWF Mid-Atlantic ring in almost a year and a half.
Yeah, it's 2006. Who would have thunk it? Trent Wild, the legal man in the match at the Carolina Sports Arena, right over the AWA logo.
There's one thing I'm going to say right here out of the bat, whether anyone likes it or not, Randolph. Just watching him in the ring completely disgusts me. He's wearing cowboy boots, he's wearing jeans, he's wearing a t-shirt. He doesn't look like a professional wrestler, he looks like a backyarder. And if he can't respect the sport of professional wrestling more than that, then he doesn't need to be in a CWF Mid-Atlantic ring where professional wrestlers belong.
Do you not remember several years ago when he was an up-and-coming youngster? He was one of the best-dressed men to arrive at the dressing room before an event, and he always was proud to show off his latest tights. That man had tights for every day of the week.
When Trent Wild first came into CWF Mid-Atlantic in 2002, he was just this wonderful, great kid to be around. He was a pleasure to talk to. He was one of those lights in the locker room. But for some reason, along the course of 2004, something snapped in that kid. I don't know if it was personal life or his professional life, but something happened to that kid, and he became something that none of us wanted to be around. And now, because of his pleading and whining, all I want to do is be back in a wrestling ring. It's all that means anything to us. He sucked a lot of sympathy out of a lot of us, including myself. And for him to turn around and do what he did to Ric Converse 3 weeks ago disgusts me as much as anything I've ever seen in professional wrestling.
Well, it disgusts me as well, but what can you say? You can't be surprised by anything Trent Wild's behind.
Trent Wild, some have started referring him to almost a loose cannon. And I'll tell you one thing, he wishes he could one day earn the same respect that the great Brian Pillman once had in this sport.
Well, let's not even go into the background of Pillman and what happened there. But yes, I have heard the term loose cannon before. I don't think he's so much a loose cannon. I think he's more like a loose landmine. You don't know when he's going to go off.
Oh yeah, and I agree with that. I don't know what he's going to say, what he's going to do, because he doesn't respect anyone or anything that revolves around professional wrestling.
No, and we've seen him kissing up in major league fashion over the past 4 to 5 months, here trying to work himself back into a position to get back into the ring, which it appears has pretty much been successful on his part.
Joey Silvia, though, cutting J Money right off from the tag, double underhook, beautifully executed, and that's the one thing about Joey Silvia. As heartless as that kid has been over the past few weeks, he is still such an incredible athlete, and you cannot take that away from him.
Joey Silvia is going to ram J Money right into the corner with a shoulder, sets him up on the top turnbuckle, and fires away straight to the face of J Money.
If Ric Converse did not have a contest later tonight, you better believe he would be at the ring right now, but he knows his mindset has got to be on the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title, and what an incredible superplex delivered by Joey Silvia on J Money. Oh my God, Joey Silvia, what are you thinking?
The #1 rule of professional wrestling broken right here once again on CWF Mid-Atlantic, as Silvia wants to show off, get a little TV time, or in this case, he'll go to the top rope and want a little air time.
Go back 4 years, Joey Silvia. You look in that mirror, and you can know that is why you never held the Cruiserweight title, for picking J Money up off the canvas like that and wasting your opportunity to get a 3 count. And right now, J Money lives to fight again. Will Be Smooth begging for the tag.
Will Be Smooth is a wild man. He is ready to come in. J Money doesn't look like he's even sure where in the ring he's in right now. He's in a world of hurt. He is in pain. Silvia closest to his corner heading in to make a tag, or is he?
Joey Silvia making the tag to Trent Wild, but Will Be Smooth has the tag as well, and this is going to be a mismatch because Will Be Smooth can fight with the best of them. What a kick!
What a kick right to the mush.
Boy, I hope he knocked
Trent Wild.
I hope he knocked a few teeth out on that one so that kid won't be able to talk for a few weeks.
Well, either that or kick him hard enough to make him swallow his chewing tobacco.
Will Be Smooth now pounding away, and once again lining up Joey Silvia in the corner. J Money back in, kicking Trent Wild to the outside.
And Trent Wild happy to roll to the outside. Oh my goodness, he's making his way towards the entrance, but J Money's not going to let him go in peace.
We've got a fight on the outside. We've got a fight on the inside. Oh, Trent Wild shot J Money's head right into the steel ring post. Will Be Smooth still raining shots down on Joey Silvia, but he's unaware of what just happened to his tag team partner.
Yeah, Will Be Smooth. He's rolling in the ring. He's doing his job, unaware of what's happening on the outside. Silvia ducks a close.
What a collision!
Both men nail each other in midair.
Boy, you know that had to knock the wind out of both competitors because they collided as hard as two individuals can collide.
And that could be broken ribs for either one of them. What's this? What's this? It's a chain!
Joey Silvia, the steel chain in his hand. Trent Wild on the outside of the ring. Looks like he had the cowboy boot. Referee Red Jones doing the right thing, trying to get that chain away from Joey Silvia, but he's not paying attention. Trent Wild with the cowboy boot right between the eyes of Will Be Smooth. Red Jones got the chain away. Joey Silvia crushes Will Be Smooth, following up with the cowboy boot. Referee Red Jones making the count, and Joey Silvia and Trent Wild, thanks to that blasted cowboy boot, steal this one away from the Southside players.
And what can you say? What can you say? Is there anybody in the Mid-Atlantic area that can look at these two individuals on the outside of the ring after an ill-gotten victory over the Southside players? Can anybody look at them and say, I want to be like them? I think not. This is disgusting.
You know what? Every time you see Caprice Coleman here, know that I am not wasting my time. I hear about this guy that runs around here that actually got a lot of fans behind him now. This Jet Ortega or whatever his name is. He actually got lucky and Ricky Reyes. So I figure now he should be up in the top rungs to be for the AWA lightweight title. Matter of fact, he should be scheduled for one pretty soon. But I figured since I'm back in the area, I might as well make a name for myself by beating him, because I don't want y'all to forget that I'm the show-stopping, crowd-popping, body-rocking, pulse-pounding, heart racer, heart-some face, heartbreaker, the man with the style, the grace, the shape, and the face. So if Ortega wants to come out here, he's going to have to prove to me that he's worthy to be in the spot that he's in. Caprice Coleman said it, and I speak the truth. So don't hate me when you find out that the truth hurts.
Yeah, come on, Caprice Coleman!
Well, Randolph, it's the battle of fire versus ice as El Fuego, Jesse Ortega, takes on Caprice Ice Coleman.
A very interesting contrast. Caprice Ice Coleman, he is a high flyer. He is one of the premier talents in the Mid-Atlantic area. Jesse Ortega, El Fuego, up-and-coming, former television champion. He's got the heart of a lion. But like you said, fire and ice, which one can come out on top in this match?
And Jesse Ortega is more primarily a mat-based wrestler as opposed to Caprice Coleman's high-flying antics. But the other thing that's really that's different between these two individuals is that Jesse Ortega has this whole history and tradition and respect for the sport of professional wrestling, and Caprice Coleman, an incredible athlete, but is much more self-absorbed, and it's more about Caprice than it is about the history and the tradition of professional wrestling.
Well, that's true. Caprice Coleman does like to make himself out to be the talent that he is. I mean, but if you can back it up, it's not bragging, I've heard said. And you've got to watch this man. He is incredible. But, I mean, then again, he's up against an irresistible force in El Fuego, Jesse Ortega.
And, boy, these two are putting on a clinic of professional wrestling here in the early going, back and forth. Neither man can really maintain an advantage, but both men looking very impressive.
And Caprice looks like he's going to take a moment to catch his breath, reconsider his next line of attack. Ortega's waiting on him. I mean, Ortega's not backing up.
Caprice looks a little more concerned after the second break than he did after the first one, when he was much more cocky about himself.
Well, that's true. I mean, you know, Caprice has got to fill out Ortega. I mean, whatever he knows about Ortega, it's not from being across the ring from him.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting with Jesse Ortega, because how many individuals have we seen come into CWF Mid-Atlantic, wrestle Jesse Ortega and know nothing about him, not really take him seriously, just pretty much think he's a nobody. We know that he's not a nobody, but the people that never faced him are not really aware of that. We saw it with Ricky Reyes, and boy, did Jesse Ortega ever put the stamp of El Fuego on Ricky Reyes.
Ricky Reyes, as a matter of fact, after that bout, said there would be a match number 3, and he said the rubber match would come sometime in the future. But, you know, what can we say? I'd love to have Ricky Reyes back.
Oh, yeah, that was a tremendous matchup, as I'm sure this one will be, too. Caprice Coleman versus Jesse Ortega is really one of the great lost matches of 2005, because they were both in the AWA World Light Heavyweight Tournament, but both were never able to advance and meet one another.
That's true. I mean, you know, we saw a lot of things happen. The whole face of professional wrestling around the world changed when Crazy K, Kirby Mack, was able to win the title, and I mean, he's been on a roll with that title ever since.
Yeah, Crazy K, Kirby Mack did win the AWA World Light Heavyweight title last July. He has successfully defended it since last July, and boy, right now these two are looking like the number 1 and 2 contenders. The only question is who's going to be number 1 and who's going to be number 2.
Maybe we got a 1A and a 1B in this situation, because they both pretty much look like they're on their game. Caprice Coleman rolls out of the ring to get his thoughts together again.
And when you talk about the AWA World Light Heavyweight title, we saw Brass Monkey win a 4 Corners tag team match a few weeks back on January 28th, and Brass Monkey defeated Crazy K's brother, TJ Mack. In that one, we've seen Xsiris certainly become a top contender for the AWA World Light Heavyweight Tournament. You throw these two into the mix, and Kirby Mack has as many challengers as any championship out there.
And I tell you what, you've got to be thinking Kirby Mack somewhere at home on his computer, right now on High Spots TV, has got to be watching this match, because he knows both of these men are challengers for his title.
Springboard clothesline, and these fans of the Carolina Sports Arena showing a ton of respect for that maneuver by Caprice Coleman, but Caprice not showing these fans any respect back.
Well, the only person he respects if you talk to him is Caprice Coleman. I mean, incredible. Yes, we're going to say it over and over. He is an incredible individual. He is some heck of an athlete, but he's all about Caprice. You know, it's all about ice.
Caprice goes to whatever place can do the most for him. And of course, here in the Mid-Atlantic, no place can do as much for him as CWF Mid-Atlantic, because that's the home of the AWA.
And knowing that you've got a very good chance with a great lineup, a great match against Ortega, knowing it would be available here on the internet for everyone in the world to see. I mean, why not come to CWF Mid-Atlantic?
And we go back to the tournament last year. If you think about it, you know, Jesse Ortega was able to right his wrong. He lost to Ricky Reyes, but then he was able to defeat him. Caprice Coleman has never been able to right his wrong in the tournament. He has never been able to avenge his loss from that tournament.
And you know, Caprice has got to have that somewhere on his mind right now. Oh, big, beautiful leg, upper leg knee right to the face, into the ropes. Ortega returns the favor.
Ortega does. And hooking, Caprice Coleman, small package, referee Brandon Barker, only able to get a 2 count. And I tell you one thing, since I saw Brandon Barker go down, the thought that popped in my mind, this has got to be the biggest match in his officiating career. Caprice Coleman, spinning wheel kick, nails Jesse Ortega in the back of the head.
And it was raining down ring boots as Ortega crumples to the canvas. Look at this. Up and down, my goodness, what verticality by Caprice Coleman.
Caprice Coleman probably has the highest vertical leap of anyone on the CWF roster. His hang time is absolutely incredible.
And I would love to see that man on a basketball court, just to be honest with you. But you got to wonder, Caprice Coleman's not about basketball. He's about big victories on moves like a drop kick like that.
Big impact delivered by Caprice Coleman. And I'm almost surprised because outside of a couple of flurries here and there from Jesse Ortega, Caprice Coleman has really been in control of this contest more than I would expect him to be.
And I'll tell you what, you take a look at Caprice, he looks like he's barely broken a sweat here.
Ortega has the leg, almost could have an ankle lock here, but Caprice trying to spin out of it and clocks Ortega in the back of the head again.
And we like to say Brass Monkey has educated feet. I believe we've got educated feet here with Mr. Coleman as well.
The thing with Jesse Ortega is he is so dangerous because he can grab any body part at any given time and make you tap out in the blink of an eye, and Caprice Coleman cannot forget about that. Ortega has beat so many people with that Fujiwara armbar, but he's capable at such a wide array of submission maneuvers.
Well, you know Caprice Coleman knows about the Fujiwara armbar, but we're not really seeing Ortega go for that, not setting him up like he's been doing his other opponents in the past few months with that.
Yeah, the ankle lock may have been desperation for Ortega, but it certainly gave Caprice Coleman a bit of a scare. Ortega now trying to hammer off. What a kick to the back!
And I'll tell you what, don't think Caprice saw that one coming. Now, what did I say?
Oh, there you go. There he's going for the Fujiwara, but Caprice hammering his way out of it.
Tell you what, Caprice Coleman likes using those powerful legs as well as the hands for an attack. Ortega flat on his back again.
You know, I almost question if Brandon Barker should check on that because Caprice Coleman, because of his vertical ability and everything else over the years, he does have hinged braces on those knees. If one of those braces would strike Ortega in the head as he's delivering those knee strikes, technically that could be construed as a disqualification.
Yeah, that would basically be a foreign object in the ring, knowing that you've got it and making use of it. But you see Ortega rolling around trying to get back to his feet. As a matter of fact, he's back to his feet before Coleman.
Oh, what a shot by Ortega. Boy, I tell you, one shot from Ortega can just about put you on your back.
Tell you what, looks like Caprice Coleman going to show a little boxing skill here.
No one home, though, for Coleman. Ortega has him hooked, drives the arm, and now snatching on the Fujiwara, or trying to get Caprice Coleman, still trying to position his body so Ortega cannot get the full leverage, and he's wiggling his way towards the ropes as fast as possible.
That's right, Ortega's clamped down on the arm, but you've got to see him. He's going in concentric circle, trying to make his way over towards the ropes, and he's struggling as hard as he can. Caprice Coleman has the ropes.
Coleman got the ropes, and Ortega was never able to get his full body weight applied and wrenched back on the Fujiwara to its full extent.
That's right, that could have been curtains for him now. Ortega knows he's got the man hurt. He has tasted that Fujiwara, and he knows he's going to spend the rest of this bout trying to stay out of it.
And now Ortega going right back to it, as he frequently does, going right back to the Fujiwara, trying to get it for everything he's worth. Oh, Coleman put his hands on the official and low blowed Ortega as the official was distracted.
That was a well thought out cheap shot, if I can say that.
In a contest of this caliber, it's a disgrace for an athlete like that to have to resort to a low blow.
I tell you what, though, Caprice Coleman standing tall in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, Ortega's not able to get to his feet, though, and Coleman now smashing his face into the canvas. We've seen Coleman hit that many times before, and referee Brandon Barker makes the count.
And I tell you what, that is it. Ortega down for a pinfall victory. Caprice Coleman kind of over his victim, enjoying a moment in the spotlight here.
It's been a long time since I've seen Jesse Ortega defeated in that manner, but the low blow that Caprice Coleman had to resort to had a whole lot to do with the outcome of this contest.
Welcome your challenger tonight, Marcellus King!
Well, Randolph, it is time for our main event here tonight on March 11, 2006, as Ric Converse defends the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title against a man that many are calling the Next.
Well, I tell you what, the Next is incredible. Take a look at him. He's a massive individual. We found out over the past few months he is a wrestling machine. How many months did he wrestle in the Mid-Atlantic area before someone finally defeated Marcellus King by pinfall? What, 4 months, 5 months?
Marcellus King looking into what he hopes is a crystal ball, and that ball is the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship being held off by our senior official, referee Charles Richardson.
Yes, sir. That's it. That's what it's all about. The major title, the #1 contender to the AWA World Heavyweight title is the man that wears that strap.
Ric Converse has not been pinned in 2006. Marcellus King has been pinned once in his CWF Mid-Atlantic career. That pinfall came at the hands of Ric Converse.
And I tell you what, these two gentlemen, they don't like each other. What a power move. Marcellus King able to knock the champion off his feet.
Ric Converse, we've talked about it earlier tonight. Ric Converse's mind, I'm sure, is on the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title as much as it can be. But after what happened 3 weeks ago at the hands of Trent Wild and Joey Silvia, can his mind really be 100% into that match here tonight?
Yeah, he's got to be wondering about anybody and everybody he's associated with. And it's almost like the old Goldberg thing. He's got to be thinking, who's next?
Ric Converse side headlock on Marcellus King, staying one step ahead of the larger challenger here so far in this one.
And Ric Converse going to show off a little with a side headlock. King powers his way back up to a vertical base, and look at Slick Diddy roll around him.
Ric Converse is a wrestling machine, to be sure. He can compete pretty much against anyone. No matter the size, speed, strength, power, Ric Converse can adapt to almost any style. We saw that in the steel cage match with the mad trucker Garry Stevens. A bloody war, but we've also seen it in some scientific classics in the past.
That's right. Look at this. Slick Diddy got the hammerlock applied and goes and brings King up and over.
For Marcellus King has got to know what opportunity he has tonight. These two were the last two individuals in the Rumble last year. Ric Converse was not the champion at that point in time, but these were the last two men. The winner was going to get a shot at Garry Stevens. Ric Converse won the Rumble, but it could have just as easily have been Marcellus King last October 1st.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that was one incredible event, as will be the 2006 Rumble when it finally rolls around. But you got to look, Marcellus King showing off the power. Slick Diddy able to deliver a boot, and we've got King out over the top rope to the apron. Drop kick! He's down to the concrete.
Very fast thinking there by Ric Converse. Marcellus King did land on the apron, but Ric Converse drop kicks him right off of it.
And Ric Converse standing tall in the middle of the ring. You know, he told us before this is his city. He's going down to the floor and going after the challenger.
Boy, Ric Converse to me is just everything the prototype professional wrestler should be. He's such a fighting champion. He is so respected by his peers. Ric Converse is everything the Mid-Atlantic is all about.
And I tell you what, Marcellus King feeling the sting of the chops. And here comes Slick Diddy, and he is just raining them down. Rolls the challenger back into the ring. King's waiting on him.
Marcellus King driving the knees, those big, powerful, tree trunk-like knees into the head of Ric Converse.
Converse back in the corner. King's going to send him for the ride. Slick Diddy up and over, and he's waiting with a stiff right hand to the jaw.
Boy, Ric Converse is sure making that look like his mind is 100% into this battle, but Marcellus King brings the feet up, and that stops the champ dead in his tracks.
And I tell you what, Ric Converse hit the canvas hard. Referee Charles Richardson gets a 2 count. Marcellus King is complaining about the speed of the count instead of getting on the champion.
Marcellus King, now for the first time in this contest, actually has the offensive advantage against the 3-time Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion.
And Slick Diddy's heading towards the ropes, trying to get back to his feet. Marcellus King doing the smart thing. He's staying on him. Shoulder block right into the midsection. He's got to be taking the breath out of the champion.
I think, you know, Marcellus King is going to be leaning on Ric Converse with all that weight and power, spinal tap to the back.
And Ric Converse, I tell you what, he is rolling around almost face down on the canvas. Marcellus King's going to set him up for another boot.
You know, I really wonder what Julius Augustus has to think about this contest watching in the back. Alpha and Omega, the tag team of Julius Augustus and Marcellus King. Those two, it did not look like they were on the same page after the 6-man contest 3 weeks ago, because they knew that contest was for an individual shot at the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title. That was awarded to Marcellus King, not Julius Augustus and not Brandon Day.
So what you're saying is perhaps the first match we saw today, we saw the new Alpha and Omega, and we can now start calling Michael McAllister the new Omega?
I certainly think that's a bit of a stretch, but then again, I wonder if Marcellus King were to win the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title here tonight, if Julius Augustus would be the first man in shot, and that would certainly be an intriguing match between the two members of Alpha and Omega.
But you got to wonder if they would actually ever go up against each other, even if they signed the match. I mean, how would we know one wouldn't just lay down for the other?
Well, when it comes to the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title, I think any man will fight any man when it comes to that belt.
And I tell you what, Ric Converse is not fighting, well, he's trying to fight back, but the challenger is trying to take the fight out of him. Converse fighting back, shots with the left hand across the back, the massive back of Marcellus King, and he finally able to get a break and trying to get back to his feet.
We know how much you have to do to Ric Converse to put him away. Ric Converse can go 30 minutes, he can go 40, he can go an hour if he has to. Steve Corino knows that fact very, very well. Ric Converse is incredibly well conditioned, but then again, Marcellus King is no slouch himself.
Oh my goodness, Slick Diddy off the second rope, pinning predicament, referee down only a 2 count. King able to power out.
Ric Converse trying to keep him down with that flying body press, but staying right on top of the man, hitting and moving. Look at this, Flapjack takes the champion down.
That's right, the face of Slick Diddy, Ric Converse, just bounced right off of the canvas here in the Carolina Sports Arena. Almost a 3 count, a near fall. Marcellus King's angry with the count.
Boy, Marcellus King thought he was the new champion right then and there, but now staying right on top of Ric Converse, picking him back up, looking to shoot the champion across. Big power slam by Marcellus King.
What a show of power. King's going to point at the elbow. What's this? He's not going up on top. He's going to ascend the ropes. Oh my goodness, all this weight. He says it's over. Here comes the elbow.
Marcellus King driving off the second rope, but no one home as Ric Converse rolls out of the way at the last possible second.
And Marcellus King's got to get back on this man. He's going to give the champ time to regain his senses, time to catch his breath. Converse struggling back to his feet. Marcellus King just struggling at this point.
Yeah, but this match is really ripe for the picking for either man. Whoever gets to his feet first could easily take this one home as they meet center ring. Big forearm by Ric Converse. Marcellus King trying to fire away, but Converse blocking him at each opportunity.
That's right, Converse chops away at the big chest of Marcellus King. Uppercut right to the midsection. You got to be wondering, what do I do to get this man off his feet?
Boy, Ric Converse is unloading everything but the kitchen sink on Marcellus King, and how hard is it to take Marcellus King to the canvas?
And Marcellus King, he's just absorbing these clotheslines. Yeah, they're doing effect. Oh, down to one knee. Is this all he gets?
Marcellus King finally drops to one knee. Ric Converse ducks the clothesline. Marcellus King sidesteps and sends the champion crashing to the concrete floor.
Oh my goodness, Converse down on the floor. Marcellus King standing tall in the middle of the ring. Converse is down.
Ric Converse down and out on the outside. Marcellus King trying to get his feet on the inside of the ring. Referee Charles Richardson beginning to lay the countdown on the champ.
Converse circling the ring. He is favoring the back a lot. He dropped out right on the back. Wait a minute.
Oh, look out, Rick. It's Trent Wild. Trent Wild at ringside. And Ric Converse has completely forgotten about what's going on with Marcellus King. As soon as his eyes lock onto Trent Wild, he knew what what he had to do, and that's get a hold of Trent Wild.
Trent Wild's going, wait a minute.
Where did Joey Silvia just come from?
Joey Silvia just come through the front door, I believe. Now, we've got both Silvia and Wild. The referee's calling for the bell. This match ends in a count-out.
Referee Charles Richardson has counted Ric Converse out of the ring, courtesy of Joey Silvia and Trent Wild, and awarded the contest to Marcellus King.
Marcellus King rolls out of the ring. Looks like he's going to head over to and snatch the Mid-Atlantic title while Ric Converse is getting a idea of what's going on from referee Charles Richardson.
This match is a count-out, but Marcellus King, he's not the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion.
He's got the title. I tell you what, I don't think he's going to be very pleased at the idea of being told to hand it back. I mean, look at him.
Ric Converse having to deal with 3 antagonists at one time. He gets counted out. Marcellus King now holding Ric Converse's championship in his hands like he won the thing.
And Charles Richardson's trying to get it back, but he's having no part of that. He goes around to the opposite side of the ring, back around towards the entrance. Charles Richardson follows him, asking for the belt, and out the door he goes.
He hasn't won anything. Oh, Joey Silvia clutched Ric Converse as he was chasing after Marcellus King, and we've got double team action on the outside between Trent Wild and Joey Silvia.
Oh my goodness, Converse is gonna be in a world of hurt. It's 2-on-1, Silvia and Trent Wild just wailing away on the champion in the middle of the ring. He is still the champion.
It's like a replay of what we saw 3 weeks ago. 2-on-1. Ric Converse trying to fight back, but he's just fought Marcellus King for the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title. How much more can Ric Converse have left in the tank? But he's firing away on Joey Silvia, firing away on Trent Wild, and Joey catches him right between the eyes.
Oh my goodness, Trent Wild picks up Converse.
Oh,
Silvia going up to the second rope.
Silvia crushes Ric Converse. Trent Wild staying right on top of Ric Converse, hammering away. Obviously, Ric Converse needs some help, as this is an exact replay of what we saw back on February 18th.
This is awful. We need to get some help out here in the ring. I tell you what, Slick Denny, flat on his back. They're stomping him, they're slapping him, they're kicking him. They're having a blast. We need to get these guys out of the ring.
We hear the music, and into the CSA comes a man we have not seen since last October. The man is the American Steel Ninja.
The American Steel Ninja, former AWA Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champion, along with his partner Brass Munkey. I mean, he's still Converse's friend. I mean, we're seeing him come out to get these two guys out of the ring, aren't we?
American Steel Ninja, he was been out since last October with some form of concussion, and now Trent Wild squaring off with the American Steel Ninja, avoids the crane kick. Ninja, Joey Silvia, 1-on-1. Backs Silvia into the ropes. Trent Wild sweeps the legs of Joey Silvia and saving his partner.
Talk about a timely save. It is great to see the American Steel Ninja back. And you look at him, he's been in the gym. I mean, look at the size of this man now.
American Steel Ninja obviously in tremendous physical condition, making the save for Ric Converse at the hands of yet another double team attack. And we're going to have the words, apparently, from the champion.
You two punks forgot one thing. I do have one best friend left, the American Steel Ninja. Chance, but nobody else would.
Ninja Rock.
Hey, you! I wouldn't give you 5 years. Now is your first match.
It's gonna be a shadow.
And now you're gonna do this to me.
I mean, he's a shadow. It's not gonna be a shadow.
I can't thank you enough, man, for coming back when I really needed you.
Obviously, it's not going to be any more double team action anymore. It's going to be 2-on-2 as American Steel Ninja and Rick. What? No! American Steel Ninja!
Oh my God, he's attacked Converse in the ring after clearing the ring, and now we've got 3-on-1.
American Steel Ninja returns from the black hole of exile since last October.
It was me. I told you.
Joey Silvia an American Steel Ninja embracing.
You've been in the shadow of Ric Converse. Why? Because you're a bad wrestler? No. Because you're jealous, Rick. You're jealous of your best friend. Your best friend, the American Steel Ninja. How funny is that? American Steel Ninja, the Karate Kid wannabe. What a joke. The man you eliminated at last year's Rumble. The man you eliminated. It's so funny. So funny. Well, right now, the American Steel Ninja is dead. He's dead. Right here, simply Steve Green. And then I did. And I was the best. And you watered it down. You watered it down. Because you started to see stupid people and not me. You killed the dynasty. You didn't stick up for me when I was thrown out of here. You never helped out Joey Silvia. And you never helped out Steve Green. Because y'all suck. I told you it was coming. I told you.
Those are nice.
Hey, what?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck. I told you it was coming, and now it's here. We're the dynasty. We're the best thing in wrestling, and don't you forget it. Ric Converse, I told you. And now, you're going to have to deal with the consequences.
No! Right here, people. I hope you commit to the dynasty, you freaking morons. That's right.
And Ricky, Richard,
What?
is here.
What?
You
Hey,
see that, Rick?
I hate you!
You see that? Right there. Take a good long look.
Hey, y'all suck.
Put your cameras away.
Something about it, right? That's right. Trent always sucks in. Get out here. Not now.
A moment of peace.
What are you going to do, Joe?
Wrap it up.
Charles, you gonna turn on sled too? Don't leave your big dog.
Wrap this thing up. Wrap it up.
Come on, Rick. You still running this shit. Me, Rick.
Yeah, man, you go screw it over
Ladies and gentlemen, the CWF Mid-Atlantic special arena on Saturday, March 23rd.
WWE TV taping. We'll also be back on Saturday, April 8th. Coming the end of April, CWF returns to Greensboro, North Carolina. More details on that in the coming weeks. Let's not forget.